Welcome to Newsmakers, a co-production of the Epoch Times and NTD. I'm your host, Joshua Phillip. Now, in a developing story, aides to President Joe Biden have allegedly discovered a new batch of classified documents. That's in an office that Biden had used when he was vice president under Obama. Now, this is according to NBC News, which cited an anonymous source, and so far, the White House and Justice Department aren't commenting. This follows reports from earlier in the week of another classified cache of documents from Biden's days as vice president that have erupted into a scandal. It shows that Republicans say, again, going after Biden on this, is not just hypocrisy, but also a potential crime, and also of a two-tier justice system under a politicized Justice Department. Now, some of you might remember the FBI raid on former President Donald Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago in August of 2022, and Trump was alleged to have illegally taken classified documents to his home when he was president. Now, this led to rumors that Trump may be arrested, potentially face jail time, and even render Trump unable to hold political office ever again. Some allege that Trump's possession of the classified documents violated Section 2071 of Title 18 in the U.S. Code. Now, that law states anyone who willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, or destroys any record, proceeding, map, book, paper, document, or other thing filed or deposited in any public office could be fined or go to prison for up to 3 years. That crime could also render a person ineligible to hold public office. Yet Trump and others were quick to point out something important, that as former president, Trump had broad powers to declassify documents. The debate now is on whether, Trump declassified the documents in his possession and whether any laws were actually violated. The problem for Biden's a little different, though. Biden is facing a similar problem, but it's fundamentally different. Biden was not president at the time that he allegedly took classified documents, and the alleged violations of U.S. law he faces does not fall under the protections that Trump allegedly has. This is now raising some eyebrows as Americans look to the Department of Justice and wonder this: will they treat Biden equally if he was allegedly violating the crime that Trump was accused of? It is being regarded by some as a bellwether, showing the American public if the case against Trump was really about an alleged crime or whether it was really just about politics. Now, meanwhile, Republicans are already launching an investigation. Representative James Comer, chairman of the House Oversight Committee, announced the probe on Tuesday. He's demanding the White House counsel's office and the National Archives turn over information about, quote, Biden's failure to return highly classified records from his time as vice president. And this includes the classified documents themselves. To find out more, I spoke with Congressman Andrew Clyde, and while the new Congress's House committees have yet to be announced, Congressman Clyde has been sitting on the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. Hey, Congressman, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be on this afternoon. Thank you.
Now, you're a House Committee Oversight member. We recently learned that U.S. intelligence materials related to Ukraine, Iran, and allegedly the UK were found in President Biden's private office. These documents were from when he was vice president under Obama, and the Oversight Committee is investigating. What do you want to find out with this?
Well, I think there's a number of things that we need to find out. We have to determine what messaging went back and forth, what communication went back and forth between NARA, the National Archives and Records Administration, and the Biden administration and the Department of Justice. We have to know when these documents were really found. Were they found on the 2nd of November, or did they find them earlier than that? When did they know it? What did they know? And how long have these documents been there? Remember, having classified documents as a vice president or a former vice president is very different than having documents as a president, because the president has the power to declassify documents. The vice president does not have the power to declassify documents. So there's a big difference here. The news media says, oh, President Biden, nothing to see here. There's a lot to see here, and we're going to find out everything that needs to be found out so there's complete transparency.
Great. I want to get more into that in a sec, but I know that